Hello, and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever, presented by the Sideshow Network. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence that just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Shawn.
And here we are again.
Yes.
More.
So much more.
So many more bad comics.
Lots and lots of shitty books.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah. So here's actually another book that we bought recently.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not a DC comic or Marvel comic.
No, it is not.
It is
surprisingly
a Dark Horse comic.
Mm-hmm.
It is Barb Wire.
Oh man,
#1 from April 1994.
Now, is this before or after the movie came out?
Before.
Okay.
The movie came out, I want to say
96-ish? 95, maybe?
I'm going to look it up.
I remember I was young, and Pamela Anderson was the rage.
Obviously,
this is during Baywatch.
Well, it was towards it was in the height of her Babe Watchness.
Yeah.
Babe Watch. Barb Wire, 96.
Okay.
So, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
That they were like, we got to get this shit in. Because, and the thing about, too, is, they probably saw this property and they're, Hollywood was just like, holy shit, we got to get into this, right away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, and all the talk about comic book movies, I feel like that I've never seen it.
Oh, I've never seen it either. No.
I kind of feel like I should see it.
I'm surprised it's not on Netflix.
It will be at some point.
Do you think we could rent it on Amazon?
Probably. Yeah, you probably get it. Or you could probably find it really cheap somewhere. I don't know. I feel like it's...
I don't think I've ever even seen it, to be honest.
On
with
DVD?
You. Yeah. I've never really looked for it, but I don't even think I've seen it in a bargain bin or something.
That's not a wrong... You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she, this was at the height of that, and it's a movie that doesn't really get talked about a lot in terms of comic book movies, because people forget that this was a thing.
Right.
You remember Pamela Anderson, but you're just like, well, that was just a movie with Pamela Anderson in it.
Right.
And, she had...
comic book.
Yeah, the comic book is you don't remember that it was actually a comic book.
Right.
So, because it was.
Yeah.
And we have it.
Yes, we do.
So, and I remember this is actually at the height for me of my comic book reading, because 93, 94, this is when, you read, a Wizard magazine, and it's it'll be Barb Wire, yeah, boobies, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it was just a total, dipshit kid magazine, which I love. I love that magazine. I miss that magazine a lot. But so anyway, so if you're not familiar with Barb Wire, if you don't know, obviously you know what Pamela Anderson looks like. Pamela is basically it's a lady, it's this bounty hunter lady who is blonde and buxom, and she has guns.
Yep.
And she don't take no shit.
Nope.
And that's basically it.
Yep.
And this cover is #1, actually. Very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
It is shiny.
Yes.
Shiny. The title, Barb Wire, is silver.
Mm-hmm. Shiny.
See yourself in it. And, basically, it's funny because, okay, so it says Barb Wire, and right above it says Steel Harbor's Babe on Wheels.
Mm.
And then on the cover, it's her pointing a gun. She's riding a motorcycle, and she's pointing a gun, and it says, "Don't call me babe."
Right.
Which is actually
It's her thing.
It's her thing, and she always would say that.
Yes.
In the movie, it's that was just her thing. Don't call me babe, Right. But it's funny because it's she's pointing at the writer, the person that wrote this cover. I just kind of noticed that.
Yeah.
So I was like, why do they say babe? They don't want to call her babe, but they're they call her. She's saying, "Don't call me babe."
She's gonna shoot the writer in the face.
In the face.
In the face.
Anyways. So basically, she was basically, how would I say this? Okay, so she started out in an anthology series from Dark Horse,
right? And
they introduced the city of Steel Harbor, which I guess is supposed to be a RoboCop kind of crazy bullshit.
It's
Detroit, Los Angeles, because it's a harbor.
Yep.
Well, Detroit's by the water too, so I guess. But that's kind of. What we're trying to imply is that's this place. I always get worried making fun of Detroit because I did that once at a comedy show. I was doing stand up and I described Alston, Massachusetts as Detroit Junior.
Okay.
Which is pretty funny.
It's funny. Yes.
It's
Yes,
funny,
it
but
is.
some guy who was sitting there, it was like one of those bars,
Uh-huh.
like one of those bar shows where it's like, the stage is like, you're like, the stage is about as far, away from the audience as I am from you.
Yeah.
Like very close. You're looking right at a person, and I'm like, yeah, Detroit Junior, and some guy's like, I'm from Detroit. Ah!
I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, I know. I
think a lot of people make fun of Detroit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, a lot of people make fun of Detroit much harder than I do.
I was gonna say, like, that Detroit Alston being Detroit Junior is whatever. Like, remember that Simpsons joke
I was gonna say Simpsons fucking.
where they were making fun of him, and I forget exactly what
So it was
they
Mo.
said, but like Mo comes back with, go easy on Detroit. Them's people living in Mad Max times.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, yeah. I wouldn't worry about it.
And we probably have people in Detroit, that listen to the show.
Yeah.
We might. I don't know. If we do, that's great.
Yeah.
I've been to Detroit.
I've been to the airport.
Yeah, I've been there. I got
Nice
lost in
airport,
Detroit.
actually.
It was
very nice airport.
It's a very tense town. At least maybe it's not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But I was there a while back, and
Maybe was it you were tense, or was
Yeah.
the actual town
it
tense?
made me tense because everybody tells you it's like, watch out, Detroit, you're gonna die. Like
I'm sure there's places in Detroit where you do not die.
I didn't die. Obviously, I didn't die, but it was
I
one of
used
those
to work
things,
for an advertising agency that had an office in Detroit.
and nobody died.
I never heard stories of people dying.
Yeah.
People didn't go outside much.
Well, there was
after
there
dark,
used
but
to
they
be
didn't die. It's like going to Newark.
there used to be a shirt that had a gun on it, and it said, "Detroit, we missed you."
Yeah.
A gun pointed at you. So
Yeah.
because it's the fucking it's. Yeah, well, that's where RoboCop was set.
Yeah, in Detroit. Yes.
Oh man, I hope I'm not offending Detroit.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily offensive to say that Detroit really sort of fell apart after the manufacturing industry fucking up and left most of it, not all of it.
Yeah.
Some of it. So I don't think that's offensive. I think that's absolutely true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just don't want anybody to be like, "Oh, fucking Detroit will kill you," Yeah, because we say it's. I would
Not saying good people.
I would go gladly come to your comic book stores, Detroit.
Yeah, maybe you've got I bet Detroit might have some great comic books.
They probably have some great stuff.
I'm sure Detroit has some cool shit.
And it's close to Canada.
Yes.
Go across the border, get yourself an Aero bar. That's how you do it. Just an Aero bar. That's all you get. Anyways,
Canada. You and Canada have a weird relationship.
I do. Yes.
Well, I mean, obviously, you grew up close to Canada.
I grew up to a border town, so like a lot of Tim Hortons, a lot of Canadian television.
Yes.
A lot of French Sesame Street.
Yeah, I'd never fucking heard of that until
with
I met you.
Basel.
I never fucking heard of
polar
Basel.
bear.
No, I grew up in the flyover.
Mr. Dressup.
What the fuck is Mr. Dressup?
He was like this old dude who had a show where he'd be like, "Hey kids, come on over and we'll put out he'll have like a puppet show," and then he would like wear fucking like different things. He have like a chest, and he'd be like, "Oh, what's in the chest this week? Oh, we're gonna dress up as pirates." And he was like an old dude, kind of like a Bernie Sanders kind of guy. I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of old, like really. Like one of those guys, like one of those like really old dudes on Sesame Street. Like you're like, hey, that's not just like a regular person on the street. That's like the old dude.
Yeah.
But he was like dressing up and doing puppets and stuff. Maybe it was like in the 60s.
It was like a public access guy.
It was like a Canadian television thing.
Yeah, but probably like Canadian public access. And they put
it wasn't Canadian public access. It was like CBC being like, or CBLT or whatever the fuck they called it. They would have it on, and I can talk about a lot of Canadian shit.
Well, I have to wonder, like, are we like the last generation to really have those local things?
What, to have local television?
Yeah, because
there's still like AM Buffalo and AM Denver type shows.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I grew up in Denver. We used to have a guy called Blinky the Clown.
Yeah,
right. Blinky the Clown was a dude who dressed up like a hobo clown.
Yeah,
like a hobo clown. Like he had the bindle and the whole nine, and he had serious grease, like face paint, whatever. And he used to have a public access show that was on, like around Sesame Street and all that sort of stuff. He recently died.
Yeah.
But like, could anybody have that sort of show now?
Well, Chris Gethard isn't pretty famous for having that. That's kind of how he got started recently, and how he got like his recent fame.
Yeah, but I mean, like that. What could Chris Gethard do that for an entire career?
I don't know for an entire career.
But that's the thing; these dudes did this for their entire career. Like,
it's true. Back in the decade of the 80s,
was on TV for longer than I was alive.
Well, shit, Mr. Dressup. I mean, there was, kind of like, I mean, they just had like these careers.
Yeah.
These random careers.
And that was the thing. They were just like a local icon, and like Blinky would come out and be like, "Hey, kids," and hand them like balloons and shit, and like
Bozo the Clown. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that has no here nor there. Anyway,
maybe it's because
it is sad because we don't have that anymore. Now it's probably on YouTube.
I will be honest. I think we're talking about this because this book is not that exciting.
No, it's kind of boring.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Even though it is Barb Wire. Like, oh shit, Barb Wire.
We start here. It's like we're in this city. What's it called? Steel
Harbor.
We're in that city after a riot. And basically one section of town has just been fucking destroyed. And all the good people have left. And now it's just fucking pimps and murderers and prostitutes and drug addicts. And it's a mess.
So basically Barb Wire, she's a bounty hunter. She's out to go collect a bounty?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's going to collect a bounty on this guy who's just feeling up the ass of a chick who's...
I think she's grabbing his D.
She's probably grabbing... Oh, she's totally grabbing his D, actually.
She's grabbing his D with his...
I didn't notice that. Yes, she's got her hands on his dick.
Full on D.
And he's got his hand... she's giving him a handy.
Oh, man.
That's what's happening right there. But she's wearing basically what you would wear to a dance class.
Yeah.
It's like,
I do like this guy here, this G.G. Allen looking guy that's kind of like... like he's getting...
I'm assuming that's a mosh pit because I see like legs up here.
I think so. Yeah. It's some sort of party.
Yeah. So
typical
dude's standing in the corner getting a handy from dance class chick. And Barb Wire walks in wearing all pink, which... And a cropped jacket.
And it's funny because she's got like this headset that she uses, and it looks like she's like a telemarketer.
Yeah. She's a very busy secretary, is what it looks like.
Yeah. So she goes to try to collar this guy.
Yeah.
And
she's also got like a buddy with her. I think we missed that part. Like her friend who's like a robot man who has hair but is a robot.
He's got robot hair.
Like is overriding the electricity or whatever. So he overrides the electricity.
Is that what he's doing? Okay.
Yeah. So he like blows out all these speakers because there's like Smash DJ, I'm assuming.
What's his name?
Oh. I'm calling him Smash DJ.
Yeah.
So she like blows out all the shit, and then she walks up to this guy and is like, "Hey, guy."
The girl still has his hand on his dick.
Yeah, she does.
You got my dick in your hand.
Well, if she's a prostitute, she wants to make sure she gets her money. I don't know. So she's, hand in his cock, and Barb Wire like puts a gun, and she's like, "Hey, this isn't a threesome. I'm going to take you in." And then that guy gets shot in the head in a very gruesome way. And luckily, this girl has let go of his dick by this point because she does not get shot.
Yeah, she lets go, and just almost time for him. Thankfully, he puts his dick back in his pants. Or she probably just stuck his hand down there. She probably didn't wasn't probably full on out like meat.
Speaking of, so one time.
Oh.
Here's a story for you. One time, I was, I don't know, maybe like 18 or 19. And I went to this club downtown. I don't even remember where, with my friend Shannon. She and I go to this club downtown. We're going to dance and whatever, have a good time. So we go into this club, and it was upstairs above some bar, and we're just hanging out. And I happened to look over, and there's this woman on the dance floor, kind of dressed like Barbed Wire, I would say, has her hands full on down some dude's pants.
Yeah.
Who, in return, has his hands full on down her pants. Like, in the middle of there's obviously, like, movement and shit going on. And then they disappeared.
Yeah.
And then I saw them coming out of the bathroom later.
Jostle.
And that is the
Fun.
only time I've ever seen that. And I still remember it to this day.
Oh, I see that. I saw it all the time in Buffalo.
And I just, there were so many questions. Like, does she know him? And it's fine. Like, whatever. You're going to have casual sex. That's cool. But, like, how comfortable are you to do that in front of all these people? Like, that's a confidence that I don't think I've ever possessed.
Yeah, I saw that in Buffalo a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Comic wrestling show. Maybe wrestling shows. Definitely at a metal show. I watched a grinder get a rub.
Was it also a return finger though? Because that's the thing. That was what was so remarkable about this one. It was not just
that it was romantic.
Yeah, it was so romantic. It was just like, oh my god, I'm seeing
they
a
love
love
each other.
I'm seeing a love connection here because that was the thing. Like that was what was so remarkable. Like dude's getting a hand job, whatever. He was also fingering her at the same time, and it was just like, oh, it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it was just so amazing to me to see this in the wild.
Love. So anyway, so this dude's dead, and just as that's about, because so she. Okay, so this guy's name is Dai Bando. Day Bando.
Sure.
Die.
Whatever.
And so they're all like, Barb Wire shot this guy. You know, and then they're like,
no. Let's get her.
Let's get her. And then just at that time, metal hair.
Yeah, her robot friend.
Two metal guy who's got, it's just weird looking.
He is really weird looking. He's like a person, but he's all gray, and like parts of him are metal.
Yeah.
And then he has these two tubes going into the sides of his head, but like in between them, he has like
little skin wraps.
Well, no, he's got like
cheese.
He does look like cheese, but he's got like a mohawk, like real hair.
Oh yeah.
But he has like glasses like grafted onto his eyes. Like I don't know. He just looks very strange. Like the design for this was it was.
I'm not exactly sure too what the purpose is. Like why couldn't those tubes be under his skin?
Right. And why are they coming out of his back?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just it's a questionable design. It really is very questionable. There's a lot of questionable designs, including Barb Wire's outfit, which is bright fucking pink.
Yeah.
Which this is what I've never understood. Why I don't understand Barb Wire. And because in the movie now, I don't know if it changes. Because in the movie, she's got that like latex.
Yeah.
Like bathing suit, basically, right?
Yeah. She's basically in all black.
Right. But in this one, it's bright pink. And like she's also wearing chaps later on.
Mm-hmm.
Like bright pink chaps and like very shiny, and her hair is very blonde. And like if you're a bounty hunter,
you don't want to be drawing attention to yourself like that.
That's what I've never understood about dogs.
Well, if you're your dog and you look like a
but I don't
monster.
understand that either because he looks like I'm assuming Barbed Wire is his fashion inspiration. Yeah. He was just like, I'm going to do the dude version of it.
Yeah, and
have a goddamn blonde mullet and wear a feather earring. I'm assuming he wears feather earrings. I don't know much about Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I don't watch that show.
I don't know, but
sorry, I do not watch shitty TV.
Oh no, I watch shitty TV, just not Dog the Bounty Hunter shitty.
Well, that's because they're saying we watch shitty things. We talked about this before. We watch shitty things. We dig shitty things.
Oh yes,
but we don't dig shitty things.
Right? There's a difference.
We have standards.
Yeah, and Dog the Bounty Hunter is below that.
Yes,
but that's what I mean. So like, I'm assuming that Dog the Bounty Hunter read this
this
comic,
this one right here. Yeah,
this one, and he went, I want to look like that, but the dude version. And that's what happened. That's why Dog the Bounty Hunter exists. It is all Barbed Wire's
If I ever meet Dog the Bounty Hunter, if he ever comes in for a podcast here, I'll be like, hey man, you ever read this book?
He lives in Hawaii.
Well, whatever. Maybe he'll come here. Yeah. Oh, he's got TV stuff to deal with. He can come here.
I don't think, is he on the TV anymore?
I don't know.
The TV. Is he on the TV anymore?
Is he on the boob tube?
The boob tube? The television? Okay.
So anyway, Meathead, Metalhead man knocks over something.
He blows a lot of shit up. And
he blows the building, and then poor people are getting burned alive.
Yeah, they're getting burned. He's killing people.
That girl was given a hand job just a few minutes earlier. Now she has her hair on fire.
Yeah. So then Barbed Wire goes back to her boss.
Yeah, Crashnell.
Greasy guy.
Grease man.
And she's like, can I still have money? And he's like...
He has actual name. I know this now because there's we'll get to this in a second. But yeah. Crashell. So
he's like, can I please have my money? I realize that guy's dead, but can I have some of it? And he's like, well, no, because you're supposed to bring him in alive, and this isn't the fucking Wild West where we do dead or alive bullshit.
Yeah.
So, no, you can't have any money. And she's like, fine. Do you have anything else? And he's like, nope. And he's like, well, maybe I do. I have this guy called Hurricane Max. And you probably don't want to get him. And she's like, yeah, because he'll kill me.
Yeah.
But whatever. So she storms out.
Yeah.
Oh, and he asks like, oh, what's his name doing?
Ignition.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know. Who cares? And she leaves.
Yeah, because there was
probably in the the miniseries.
Miniseries. There's yeah, definitely it's from the miniseries. I think some other character that some
Ignition, who is in a hospital bed and has
yeah
not woken up, and he has a girlfriend who just like weeps at his bedside. I'm assuming this has been like years, so all she does is cry at his bedside.
yeah.
That's her career.
And then then we cut to this guy listening to some dudes listen to the radio, and they're complaining that nobody wants to bring FEMA to Harbor City,
right?
Or Harbor Square, Steel Harbor,
yeah, wherever the fuck.
Happy Harbor. I wish this wasn't Happy Harbor. Yeah. Oh man, this would be great.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, so FEMA comes to, they're listening to some angry radio guy.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this is Hurricane Max.
Oh, because to me, he's, that neon cowboy in Las Vegas?
Uh-huh.
That's what this guy looks like.
He looks like that, but also Freddie Mercury. Because he has this giant mustache.
Yeah, well, Freddie Mercury was that cowboy.
Yes. If Freddie Mercury was the neon cowboy in Reno.
Yeah. Is it in Reno or
Vegas? I think it's Reno.
I thought it was in Vegas, but the old part of Vegas.
Did I not see that? I always feel it's Reno.
No, I think it's in Vegas, but it's on like Fremont.
We went up Fremont though. We didn't see that.
Have we ever gone to Fremont?
Yes, because we had to get our marriage license.
No, but we didn't go to like where like the walk down that place.
Oh, maybe not.
Because there's like you walk down that like strip. But yeah, because we got married in Vegas.
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah, there's no shame in that.
No, there's no. I was happy we got married in Vegas, but
great.
No, it's like there's this. Where the Golden Nugget and all that shit is. There's like an outdoor mall you can walk down.
No, you're
I feel
right.
like it's on that.
Yeah, but I feel like
we've never been down that way.
I don't know. I feel it's in Reno, but
maybe I don't know.
But anyway, so
maybe he no longer exists.
He exists in this form.
Yeah,
and he shows up and he's like,
don't listen to that fucking radio.
Yeah, don't listen to that full radio bullshit.
So then apparently we cut to a bar, and this is the bar that Barb Wire owns.
Yeah, she owns a Hammerhead bar and grill.
Right. So it's like, don't fucking ask for food after 10, because that's when the grill closes. And like,
don't ask for food there anywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat here. And there's cheap beer and shit. And there's also dudes getting in a huge fight.
Yeah, because constantly a fighting bar. A lot of dudes not wearing shirts.
Yeah, definitely a lot of dudes not wearing shirts. And like then this one guy like stops the fight, and he's got like all these pink tattoos. Basically, he looks like he was trying to do the Ultimate Warrior face paint, but like stopped halfway through. Yeah, that's what he looks like. He's got like a real shitty 90s goatee that like has no mustache.
Yeah. He's just got one of those. I tried something like that for a minute.
What, like without a mustache?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I've never been able to do a good goatee.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if you're gonna go facial hair, you have to have all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're Amish, because they don't do the mustache; they only do the beard.
Right, but I'm not Amish, so I can try to.
Or if you want to do Hugo Strange, because then you only have a chin strap that's obviously glued to your face if it's Gotham.
Just glue hair to my face.
I want a beard, glue hair to my face.
So there's this bar fight.
I should start a business where I just glue hair,
super villain glue faces.
Yeah, like if you just want a beard for a day, you come see me, and I just glue hair to your face. Yeah, that's my new business.
You're like, hey, you know what? I need to look different.
Yeah, all right. Just super glue fucking hair in random places. Just tip of your nose.
It's like the Beavis and Butthead where they're like, oh man, we can't wait to get beards. So they cut each other's hair and just glued hair to their faces.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's
And then they went up to girls in the mall and like, damn, they're like, hey baby, you want to like make out? And they're like, did you just glue hair to your faces?
Yeah,
and they're like, damn, we're smooth.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be like whatever hair I can find. So like, I'm going to brush the cats.
Oh God.
And then just like glue.
You can get a full beard. You can be Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to like, if you're like, oh, please.
That's going to be like a hipster thing in a few years.
Right?
Gluing cat hair to your face.
It totally is. It totally is. It's going to be like, I'm gluing this hair to my face because that's how much I love cats. And if you really want a lot, like if you're a hairy guy, I can like shave your arm and then like glue that hair. So you'll just have like a big bald patch and then some hair on your face.
Oh, God.
I think this is the best idea I've ever had.
Good job, babe. This seems like a sketch where it's like, I'm a body hair
and then you just can't
replacement
get out of it.
artist,
Then you just can't fucking get out of it.
Oh,
That's
the
the problem with sketches.
Oh yeah,
They're hard to get out of.
There's no end. And then, yeah, but maybe the end is you get arrested
and it just
or something.
goes to black.
No, you just get arrested. It's in this sketch about cops.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's actually my way I'm gonna get out of any sketch if I ever write one again.
Everybody gets arrested.
Everybody gets arrested, and it's a sketch about next sketch is about cops. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It's just like, oh, we heard some noise. Then you just think, you're done.
I just like blackouts. That's what we used to do. And blackout. Do that a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
we can't all be Mr. Show, guys.
No, we can't.
Anyway, so there's these dudes in this bar. They're having a fight. None of them are wearing shirts.
Right.
Well, this one dude is, and he's got like the fucking Road Warrior hair.
Yeah.
And and he's the guy, the bandana
Ultimate
Warrior guy is like, hey, punk, shut up.
Yeah, and like, because the minute these guys see the dude dressed like the Ultimate Warrior, they're like, oh, dude, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, no, we were just fucking around. Like, it's okay, don't worry, we're not going to stop it. And he's like, yeah, punk, you better get out of here. And then this one guy who has like, looks like Mr. T, gets really fucking mad because this guy just called him a punk. And all of his friends are like, no, dude, really, like, we got to go. Like, you don't want to fuck with this guy and his face paint. He's like, I'm going to kill you. He's like, no, we're going to go outside. So they drag their buddy outside. And they're like, trust me, like, you just don't want to fuck with this guy. And he's not really doing anything but just standing there. And so Barb Wire comes to the bar and sees this guy, who I forget this guy's name.
Motorhead. Yeah, she comes to the bar and they're like,
Motorhead. Oh, sorry.
He is like their bouncer.
Yeah, he's their bouncer.
He's the bouncer, and so she's kind of...
She like comes to the bar and she's like, hey, robot man, do you want a drink? And he's like, that's not fucking funny. I can't drink anything. And that's what he's thinking. And so he's like, no, I'm going to go upstairs. And so...
Well, here's the thing. So she's standing there.
Yeah.
And somebody asks for her.
Yep. Random dude
asks for her. And then he's like, hey, you...
Because they still think that she shot that guy.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a friend of Die Bandos.
I'm a friend of Die Bandos, and just says she turns around because she's.
And I would just like to point out what she's wearing. She's wearing skin tight chaps that have stirrups on the bottom that go underneath her heels. And a pink jacket, and then just a bikini top. It is quite possibly one of the ugliest outfits I've ever seen. And it's got like all those like little silver things that you see on like Western shirts, like down the side of her legs.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
And here's the thing. So here's the thing. She's facing, her back is facing this guy, and this guy's like, hey, I know this guy. And she turns around to draw her weapon, but instead of just like standing straight up, she goes into this crouch.
Yeah. Like super crouch,
like to like the
her
super
ass is on the floor. Like she's doing super squats.
She's doing like a super squat, a sitting squat, and I'm like, this dude could just, if you wanted, just kick you in the head, and you could, if he was really quick about it, or
kick her in the vagina for fuck's sake. Like, she's like really wide stance in this shit.
Like really wide stance, but you don't look like you're stable enough.
Somebody could just push you over.
Yeah,
like seriously, like all it took one push, and she'd just fall right over. And he's like, no, really, I'm not here to hurt you. I have something for you. And he slowly takes it out, and it's a playing ace of spades playing card and a bullet casing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, look, we found this all over town at the scene of a couple more shootings. And she's like, what are you, an undercover cop? He's like, well, not really, we're just like an investigative force.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you're investigating this shit? And he's like, well, yeah, like the cops don't give a fuck about us.
Yeah, cops don't care.
We're trying to figure out our own shit, and I don't really appreciate
Mad Max
you
times.
Being an asshole about it. And
yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, fine. He's like, look, we will pay you money,
mm-hmm.
which she desperately needs,
mm-hmm.
To track this guy down, and we'll give you $10,000 up front.
Yeah.
And she's like, so she doesn't really say anything.
Because she's like, well, and rightfully so, she's like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know if I should take any money. Which is weird, though, because she works for a bail bondsman, so maybe it's a bit more legitimacy working for an actual employer, whereas like if she's just a random mercenary,
right?
She wouldn't have any qualms about taking that money.
Right. And so she's sitting there like, ugh, what the fuck am I going to do? I didn't take the Hurricane Max job. I didn't take this one. I need a lot of money. And then Road Warrior guy, Motorhead guy is like, oh, stop. Like he's talking to himself because there's something in his head.
Yeah, he's got some sort of like, because he's like
He's
basic.
got some sort of power.
Yeah.
And it's in his head. And she's like, okay, don't worry, calm down. Like, she's trying to calm him down before shit goes wrong. But
Well, she's like, calm down. She's like, maybe you don't need to be around.
yeah, he's like, I got this motor in my head and it's telling me to do something. She's like, well, maybe you should, go figure that out. Because what happens is
Mr. T.
Mr. T comes back with like a big fucking gun.
Yeah.
And he is like, how dare you call me a punk? And he like unloads all these guns. And then this guy, Motorhead, just blows him up with his mind.
Well, he has like a way to project like energy waves from his mind or something, and it just kind of basically lays waste to Mr. T here.
And the bar. It blows a huge
hole in the bar.
And Barb Wire's like, oh, fuck my bar. Like, what the hell? And he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, Motorhead, for his credit, is apologizing. But I'm assuming that other guy's dead.
Yeah, we don't see him.
Yeah, he must be dead. So he's like, I'm really sorry. I got this thing, and I don't know what's going on. She's like, well, maybe you should go figure that out, because obviously you're not safe to be around.
Yeah, you need to go out and be the Ultimate Warrior in the WWE.
Yeah. So she needs the money.
Go press slam Tully Blanchard or some shit.
She needs the money, so she calls her boss and is like, look, I'll take that Hurricane Max job.
Hurricane Max.
And he's like, great. And then we see that the guy with the Ace of Spades cards, who obviously, this is a terrible outfit. This is so bad.
Yeah, it is.
It's so, I can't even talk about how bad this is. So this is the guy who killed that other guy.
Yeah.
Because she's really good at tracking people down. So what he does is follow her and then kill the guy she's trying to bring in.
Yeah.
And he's working with her greasy boss.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about this guy's outfit. He is like the Ace of Spades guy who leaves an Ace of Spades card. He is wearing a hat with an Ace of Spades on it.
Hat, like a baseball cap.
Like a fucking baseball cap. And then he's got like kind of like Ant-Man's thing.
Well, he's kind of got like, he kind of looks like, actually, I'll describe it. He kind of looks like he's wearing like a kind of like a overall kind of like Red Robin outfit.
Okay.
Like a cowl with a helmet, with a hat, with the mask and the, there's like.
Yeah, but it's like obviously like a metal one. That's why it's like kind of like a.
Yeah.
It's like a what's his name from Guardians?
Oh, Star-Lord.
Yeah, it's like Star-Lord's, but it has like a missing mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and then he has like obviously the black all the way down, but then he's wearing an overcoat that has no sleeves.
Yeah.
He's wearing a trench coat without sleeves that is just belted in the middle
with a spade on it.
With a spade on it, and then he's wearing like, and it's brown, and so he's got like these brown boots. I mean, and he's wearing knee pads, and
it's
obviously,
brown
and he's got
black,
a cock cover.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
Yeah.
And also, when you see the mask, it's like those Kanye West glasses that are like slats. That's what his eye thing looks like.
Yeah, so he's your bad guy for your next issue.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
And actually, I gotta give props here to Dark Horse. So they have like a little letters page, and this is the first issue. There's no letters, but what they decided to do is basically say, "Hey, look, here's this universe that we're going to be expanding upon in this series. So here are short bios of like all these people and places and concepts that you'll need to know."
Right.
And so we learned about Motorhead and Barb Wire and just a quick stuff her bar and stuff, and it's just quick stuff that you get to learn about, and it's like, oh, okay,
yeah. Kind of gets everybody on the same page.
Yeah, so it kind of gets you on the page, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like, I know who Thomas Crashell is. He is the dude that's gonna whatever, the bounty hunter guy. I mean, just kind of have an idea. So I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's much nicer than It's more than what most comic book companies would do.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dark Horse.
Yeah.
But that's it for
Barb Wire.
Barb Wire. Barb Wire #1 from April 1994.
A year.
Would you read the next issue of this book?
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure. The next issue was in the box. I just didn't pick it up.
No, we don't need more than one.
Probably. I don't know.
I probably wouldn't. I'm be honest. I mean, it's okay.
If somebody handed it
here's
to me, sure.
Here's the thing.
I'm not going to buy it though.
It's not as bad.
No, it has it's coherent.
It actually tells a pretty straightforward story. And it does feel, although I do feel a little bit left out not having read some of the previous stuff from the World's Greatest Comics,
right? Like
Dark Horse stuff.
Who's that guy? The guy in the hospital.
Yeah, who's a hospital guy?
That?
Yeah. Why? Who else is in this world?
Right. Yeah. No, I mean it's straightforward. It sets up what's going to happen. It sets up why she's doing what she's doing, and yeah. So I mean, it's fine. It's passable for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't read it though if I'm not going to go out my way to get it. But for the sake of this show, we pulled it off.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Yay!
And I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see the movie and see.
I kind of want to see the movie too. I also would love to. I'm always fascinated by how anybody thinks you can get away with wearing strapless anything while you're doing a lot of physical activity.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So I would love to see how they, worked around that. I'm sure
there was science involved.
I'm sure there's a lot of cuts too.
Well, there's plenty of that. And there's also, I mean, there was like a famous unedited video of Pam Anderson in like the barbed wire outfit being shot with a fire hose while her breast just exploded
fell right out. Yeah.
Because it was an unedited, it's in the beginning for some reason she's getting like, covered in a fire hose.
Yeah.
Or something. Because it's barbed wire and it's Pam Anderson. So we're not, we have to do it. Right. We can't not do that.
Right.
That's how Wonder Woman's going to start, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can tell, actually, with the Wonder Woman costume, that first off, that Gal Gadot has a much smaller chest. So when you have a smaller chest, it's a little bit easier to work with. But you can tell that they've built the costume in a way that it goes up over her breast and then it comes inward.
Yeah.
So it almost sits like right on above where her breasts start.
Yeah.
So even if she's moving, it's not going to fall out as much. But someone like
I didn't notice that in Batman vs Superman.
You didn't notice that? Oh yeah, no, I look for that shit all the time.
Oh, okay.
I'm always wondering how the boobs are wrangled. This is an important thing.
Well, she's no like Pam Anderson
no,
or
that's
Christina
the thing.
Hendricks.
She has a much smaller chest, so she's much easier to wrangle than like somebody like Pam Anderson.
Yeah.
Would be. So, because don't you remember we went to that underground wrestling show?
Yes.
And one of those chicks came out in a strapless thing, and she was trying to wrestle, and her boobs popped out about every 3 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even know why you even bothered.
I know. I was like, why do you keep putting them back in?
Why even come out with that?
Everyone's looking at your tits right now.
Yeah, why even come out with that on? You're just
and she kept trying to put them back in, and I was like, what do you... You had to know the minute you moved, those things were coming out.
Yeah.
So, because that's what happens.
Because you're fucking wrestling.
Yeah, because that's what happened. The minute, like strapless... Like, if you do anything, the minute you move, the dress doesn't move with your boobs. And the bigger you are, the more likely they are to fall out.
Yeah.
So this is what you've learned today about boobs and bras.
Oh, man.
So consider that educational.
So hot. All right. That's it for Barb Wire. We'll be back with the next one.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Eric.
Let's tell listeners about our podcast, A Waste of Time with It's the Real.
Yes, we came up with the idea for a podcast where it was going to be a dinner party-style conversation on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. All of our rapper friends were going to come over, but then the press release went out, and it said that it was going to be a dinner party. And we were like, oh, no, we have to cook for all these rappers.
And so we have. We've had people like Jadakiss and Mac Miller and Migos. They're all here to tell stories, and they end up being fed, which is great.
Yeah, a little surprise.
Check us out, A Waste of Time with It's the Real, with new episodes every Tuesday.
Yes, download, rate, and subscribe on iTunes or check us out on SideshowNetwork.tv/It's the Real. We out ya.
All right, we're back here on Worst Collection Ever here on Sideshow Network with our next selection. And this is a ladies-ish episode.
Oh, yes, it is.
I feel like we've been doing this because between this week and last week, we've had some lady power.
Yes, lady things going on.
Lady things going on in these books.
Mm-hmm.
Sisters doing it for themselves.
Uh-huh.
It's all that good stuff.
Sure.
You're like, yeah. Okay. So, so here we are with Captain America. Number 391 from early September 1991.
Yes.
Oh, man. And on the cover, You got it is part 5 of 6 of the Superior Stratagem.
Mm-hmm.
And in the little box, okay, so you got Captain and Paladin. This is Paladin. They're in like a jar.
In a tube.
Separate jars, tubes, and they're all hooked up with wires and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Cap looks like he has to take a shit.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, nefarious shit is going on. Bad shit's going down in this tube full of ping pong balls.
Ping pong balls.
That's what it looks like, but they're bubbles.
And it says Superior Metamorphosis.
Yes. So. This is called Captain America No Man's Land.
And we'll know why in a second.
Yeah.
So, reason why
mm-hmm.
is because Superior is basically...
She hates all men.
She hates men.
Yeah. And she wants a world without them.
She wants a world without them. She runs a utopia of sorts.
In quotes.
Called...
Utopia in quotes.
Utopia of sorts called Femizonia.
Yes.
And we see that in... that on the cover here, on the first page here, is basically a representation of what's already on the cover, but...
They're in their...
underwear.
Skivvies.
In their skivvies, in their underwears, but
they have their masks.
They're wearing their masks.
Which is always the dumbest part. I mean, I get it. We're trying to, like, keep superhero identities, but, I mean...
Who cares?
Come on now. If you're going to undress him, take his
If you're going to dress him
off.
and stick him in a tube and fucking...
He took his shoes off. He took his socks off. Take his fucking mask off.
Yeah. Take his underwear off.
I get it. Like, you don't want to see his wang floating around.
Yeah,
so
I guess not.
I mean,
you don't want to float... Yeah, don't take his underwear off.
He probably should have floating wang as well.
Floating wang.
That should be coming.
That's what it's supposed to be called. No Man's Land, but floating wang. It's like, I didn't know it floated.
Do they float? I know nothing about dicks.
Yeah, they do. I haven't been in a situation recently to have to have floating wang.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see a lot of water penis. Like,
I don't know. Maybe mine doesn't because it's so heavy. Because I had to use a monster condom for my Magnum dong or whatever.
Oh no, I dropped my monster condom.
They're like, oh, his penis must be so heavy and full with American sperm.
Gross. So they're in there.
Civil war boning.
Civil boning?
Civil bone. I don't know.
So they're in this thing because they're being turned into women.
Oh yeah.
It's the feminization process.
Mm-hmm. They're like basically in like a estrogen smoothie, getting jacked full of lady juice.
Yeah,
lady power.
Yeah, and that's not how getting turned into a lady works.
Well, no, she's figured it out. It's gonna work.
Oh yeah, I know. Apparently, you need no surgical intervention. You just get zapped. Like your penis just disappears.
I don't know. Maybe it just falls off, kind of like like an umbilical cord or something. I don't know.
It just shrivels.
Yeah.
But then you just have a flat surface. It doesn't turn into a vagina if it falls off.
Well, but he's got enough estrogen in him that he can identify as a woman.
Well, he could do that before if he truly was a lady, but regardless. There's something going on where
he's
somehow...
going to develop a south mouth.
He's going to develop a south mouth. You guys watch Lady Dynamite on Netflix.
You should.
It's really strange, but it's really fun at the same time. What the other one was my ass titties?
It was like, fuck my ass
titties or something. Or my butt titties? I don't remember.
Butt titties, that's right, my butt titties.
It's a show, you guys.
That's a weird show.
It's a weird fucking
It's
show.
really good, though.
It is really good.
It's actually, I'm gonna say this real quick. It's one of those things where, again, we complain about being like out of touch and stuff like that, but it's like, and I normally would be like, feel weird about watching something like that. Not weird, but because I like those, I like that kind of humor.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, is it too hip for me? I'm not going to get this. Like, is this something like the Eric Andre show or something that like I haven't seen yet, but I don't know if I can see it. Like I kind of felt the way about Comedy Bang Bang and Lady Dynamite. Mira Bamford, she's right up in that sort of mix of all, kind of comedy, and it's great. Yeah. I mean, I'd say it's perfect, but it fits right in.
It does, and it's one of those things that I think I read a headline for it where it's like it's all encompassing yet alienating at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, and that's it. But side note, fun Maria Bamford story.
Okay.
We were once on a plane with Maria Bamford.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
flying from
New York to L.A.
I think it was the other way around. L.A. to New York.
No, New York to L.A. because we were in New York and it was a JetBlue flight.
I thought it was the other way around because we were going to New York.
We were in New York.
Oh, well, regardless.
Plane.
We were on a plane, JetBlue flight, completely full. The last person on was Maria Bamford. And we were in the very back row. And we were like, oh my God, it's Maria Bamford. Like, very excited. Obviously did not say anything. Then we're going out and somehow she was like directly in front of me. And there's this woman like behind her or something who's like struggling with a baby carriage or something. Like she had a kid and she had all this stuff. And she just was the nicest person and just turned around and was like, oh, let me help you. Like helped this woman with her stuff, like helped her off the plane, like waited for like the stroller to get set up and shit. And I was like, Maria Bamford's a really nice person. Yeah. She's a good egg.
She's a good egg.
There you go. There's a story about how nice
she's a good egg and she's funny.
She's very funny.
Support.
So anyway, watch that show. So these guys are getting south mouths. So she's like, I can't wait to turn Captain America into a lady. This one woman's like, so do you really think we should turn Captain America and his buddy into a lady because they might get really pissed? I'm just saying they might get really angry. The fact that they were just turned into women.
And I think her reasoning is that like, no, they'll be like, oh my God, I'm a woman.
Isn't this awesome?
I
get paid 78 cents on a dollar.
Fondle.
This is so nice.
Oh man, where's my shield?
Yeah, no. It's going to be like, oh, great. Men say creepy shit to me when I'm walking down the street now. It's so awesome.
Hey, Captain America, nice titties. Look at those cans on the nation's hero.
Those are some American cans.
God bless those boobies.
And so
Lee Greenwood redoes God Bless America, God Bless USA.
And I'm proud to have these titties
on Captain America's chest. Oh man.
What a great song.
That's a good song.
I know. See,
we sing too.
So she's like, oh, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love being women. No, they're not. They're not. And so then Modam shows up.
Okay.
Not MODOK.
So MODOK
is now a lady.
Actually, so this is ironic. In a previous episode of our show, we read a Captain America.
Where there was a Modam.
No, it was MODOK.
I thought, didn't we have Modam before?
No.
Or maybe...
Listen.
Oh, I remember. No, continue. I remember why I'm getting...
We had MODOK. Mm-hmm. He was freshly killed by the Serpent Society, and he was on a table... And that's when his corpse was stolen. Oh. Okay. I don't know if this is the next step for him, because basically now it's MODOK.
But he's Modam.
He's
been feminized. He's a lady.
He looks essentially like MODOK, but he has lipstick.
Yeah, he's MODOK with lipstick on.
It is basically like, they're like, he's a lady now, lipstick.
Yeah.
Which you expect from Captain Lady America is basically just be Steve Rogers wearing lipstick.
With lipstick. So the reason I was remembering this, I bought this issue.
Yes.
Specifically because I was making a Captain America clock for a friend of mine.
That's right, you were, yes, yeah.
And I bought this and I was going to cut it up. But when I opened it and found out that there was a Modam, I could not cut it up.
No,
I said we have to keep this.
I think I stopped you too. I was like, no,
Modam.
we got to keep this.
It has Modam in it.
This is going to be on our show in the future.
Why we kept this? So Modam shows up and he's like, so there's a bunch of new arrivals and they're here and they want you to talk.
Oh, here's the thing she says. She says, the new arrivals have been assembled in the Great Mall. It's a fucking mall.
Yeah, because they're fucking women, so they're shopping.
Ladies
be shopping.
Ladies.
Not even on an island where we have no men and no expectations to like hold up to the female gender. They all hang out in a mall.
Nothing but Lane Bryant's and Cassie's.
It's Forever 21s for as far as the eye can see.
My God, there's like 3 different Debs in this mall.
It is bullshit. It is such bullshit that whoever wrote this has got to be a man. Thought,
Oh, no.
obviously.
Is it Mark Grunwald?
Yes.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I think.
Sorry that you're dead. Anyway, so like the only dude would be like, what place would a woman consider paradise? I don't know, a shopping mall. No. Just put them all there and let them walk around freely in their natural habitat. Look at the ladies shop.
The Great Mall. The fucking Great Mall. I kind of like that. It's the great, not just the mall.
We have the women in their natural habitat of the shopping mall. Look at them as they sniff out their prey. The sale on shoes at Macy's.
She attacks the Jimmy Choo with veracity.
It's a Macy's super sale.
Oh, man.
Look at all these women mauling each other for the last pair of size 8 Jimmy Choos. Anyway.
So we cut to this scene where I want to keep saying Suspiria, but that's not her name.
No.
I want to keep on to call her a Dario Argento movie, but Superia.
Sure.
Who has like her costume?
Her costume is stupid.
It's just it's black and orange, and she has like a lot of like female images, like female
yeah.
Is that's it, right?
No, it's not. It's I mean, I guess if you really wanted to stretch it, because it's got a circle and then a very long thing that goes down to her vagina and then like a belt, so you could say that's kind of the lady symbol.
That's what I was figuring it was,
but it's not really. You know what this kind of looks like? So oh shit, her name just left my head. There's in DC there's the Female Furies.
Yeah, not Barda.
It's not Barda. It's in the animated universe. There's oh shit, what is her name? I will think of it. And she has like, this is what her costume looks like. It's just like
it's very Female Furies.
Yeah,
inspired.
it's got like the thing, and she's got like a like whippy thing anyway. And Superman fucks her at one point, but that's a whole other story.
Oh,
when he's brainwashed by
Sleaze?
Granny Goodness.
Oh,
yeah, no, and they totally fuck. Yeah, no, in the animated series, this is a thing that happens. Yes, in the animated series.
Oh, okay.
What is her name? Okay, anyway, I'll think of it.
Maxima?
Nope, not Maxima.
He fucks Maxima.
No, he does fuck Maxima, but not in the animated series.
Oh.
I'll think of it.
Okay.
Somebody's yelling at me right now in their car. They're like, it's whatever the fuck her name is. Anyway,
it's Suspiria.
So they're in the mall.
So they're in the Great Mall, and there are so many ladies with deals, and in the forefront we get to see a lot of
bitches be shopping.
A lot of these ladies who are
super ladies.
Most of whom I don't recognize, and a bunch actually that I do. We have Big Bertha. Blue Bertha? Pink Pearl. No, sorry, Pink Pearl. Pink Pearl from Alpha Flight's Villain Rogues. We got Titania. We got Black Mamba and Asp.
Mm-hmm.
Anaconda, who we know from this very book. Volcana, she's here. And a few other also-rans who, there are people that I know there are, and like, if I go into the Marvel Wiki, it'll have them all listed, but a lot of these are just people that, Arclight. Oh, Arclight's here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Lashina.
Machina.
Lashina.
Oh, okay.
Lashina.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that's what her costume is.
Actually, it looks exactly like
It looks exactly, except it's white and black.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so all these ladies are like, hey, listen to me. Superior's like, listen to me talk. And they're like, no, shopping.
They're like, but there's a sale.
Somebody's going to get the last pair of pumps.
All these ladies so happy to be shopping. And she's like, all right, let me tell you about how great this is. You are all the most extraordinary women in the world. And now you live here because you're going to be the most important people on the planet Earth once I enact my plan.
Oh, man.
Now, let me tell you a little bit about Femizonia. Have any of you heard of this place before? And Titania is like, oh, I have. It's where that super muscly chick who kind of looked like China came from. And she used to hang out with the Fantastic Four. Thundra. And they're
Thundra.
like, yes, that's exactly where she came from. And let me just tell you that I've seen the future.
Yeah.
And Femizonia is going to rule the entire country.
Oh, shit.
Pretty soon.
Oh, shit.
And men will be our slaves.
Yeah.
Because I love that whenever there's a comic where women have any sort of power or want any sort of equality, it always turns into we want men to be slaves. So,
oh, do you?
No.
Okay.
I like guys.
Yeah.
I just
Well, there's
I just want to be taken seriously as a human being, and I
Yeah.
don't want people to be like, "Oh, vagina! I can't possibly listen to anything she says." That's all.
And it's funny because that's kind of how the women kind of react in this book too.
Yeah.
Where they're like, not the latter, but like they're just like, hey, we kind of like dudes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're fine. There's plenty of cool guys out there.
I met a cool guy once.
Yeah, no, that's cool. We like men.
Ew, humans. I touched one once and maybe barf.
And like Anaconda raises her hand. This is actually a very funny drawing where Anaconda like
She stretches
her arm up. And she's like, yo, man, like, obviously, the only reason you would be a feminist is because you never got invited to the prom, right? Because obviously, if you want any sort of respect or equality, it's because men don't want to have sex with
Anaconda don't want none.
because I got taken to the prom. So it's fine that I don't get paid
I want to see.
men.
I want to see what she. I want to see a prom picture of her with
What, Anaconda?
Anaconda with like her date, and she's just got the arms slithered around like multiple times. The guy's like choking. Maybe she took one of the other Serpent Society. Maybe she took Cottonmouth.
Yeah, probably.
He could probably handle her squeezing.
Yeah, and they just like squeezed each other a lot. Maybe that's how that was their prom night.
Yeah. Serpent Society prom.
Death gripping. And so she's like, no, men are terrible. It is time to change. New world order, feminization, blah, 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 blah. And so don't worry, in the next 24 hours, shit's going to hit the fan. So until then, please shop. Go to Annie's Pretzel.
Wetzel's or Annie. Annie's, yeah.
Annie's. And
We
do
have an
your
orange
part.
Julius in the lower food court.
Get some Panda Express.
Orange. Actually, it's not an orange. It's an orange Julia. Got to make sure you guys feel comfortable.
That's true. It's an orange Julia and an Annie's Pretzel.
Annie's Pretzel and a Burger Queen
And a Burger Queen.
and a Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Got to get that salad bar shit.
only lady places.
Also, Sizzler.
Sizzla.
like the Jamaican rapper. Sizzla, Sizzla's there too. His last name is an A, but we got him here performing. We got a good deal.
We're gonna feminize him. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, he's gonna have titties.
His dick's gonna fall off like an umbilical cord.
He's gonna be rapping, and his dick's gonna fall off. He's gonna be like, "Yo, man, my dick," and it's gonna be like, "What? I didn't pay. You better pay for a new dick." And it's like, "Fuck you, you're a lady now."
Surprisingly, at this mall, there is no sex toy stop, just full of dildos. Because I would have to say that if I was stuck on an island full of ladies, not being lesbian, I would be like,
Now I'm thinking about all these stores in this mall. I gotta think of like, is there a Swarovski?
Of course
Is
there
there a
is.
pet store?
oh, there has
You
to
think
be a
there's
pet
animals
store.
there?
Yeah,
Little Skoogits?
only female animals. But yes,
Oh, Skoogits, yeah, babies.
lady,
puppies.
little girl puppies and girl kitties.
Oh, lady snails.
Ladies, how do you tell the difference?
I don't know.
Aren't they androgynous or not androgynous?
Well, they put them in that machine. They became ladies. They threw them in there. It's like, let's get these snails some tits.
hermaphroditic. Can't they change their
Probably.
sexes? I know like worms and shit can.
Close enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so she like flies off on her little thing, and these ladies are like, so is she for real?
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck is going on?
They're like, we're stuck in a mall.
Can I like get the tram back to like Man World?
I just find that
Sucks.
like I'm all for lady equality, but I also like boys, so but I'm sure there's a way we can all live together.
Where's the sex toy shop?
Seriously, like if I'm stuck with all these bitches, I'm gonna need a dildo.
Hang on, this lady mall doesn't have any fire exits.
Enjoy your death trap, ladies. So they're like, yeah. So they like walk around this mall where it's just all these shops and just all these women shopping. And they're like, have you looked at all the rest of the non-costumed women here? It's all races, all physically fit.
Oh yeah.
And all under 30. So she went for like,
it's like a
like,
CW show.
She's casting a CW show at this mall.
Is this a CW show? I don't know.
Oh, also Modam. Modam is here too.
CW presents Modam. Oh man, that would be a great show. Can we just do a CW show just based off of this mall in this book? I just want that's you know what you could hire that shit. You got superheroes.
Yeah.
Fucking Netflix. I fucking do that shit. Come on.
So
I'm gonna go to Marvel right now and throw this at.
So these two, I don't know who these two women are yet.
So it's Mamba and Asp.
Okay.
Black Mamba and Asp.
So they go up to Modam and they're like, hey, what about those two creepy guys who were like spying on us? And like, oh, they're undergoing feminization. And like Modam wanders away and they're like, oh no, Captain America's going to have a vagina. And they're like, oh, that wouldn't be any fun. Maybe it would be for Captain America.
Oh, he figured it out.
He totally figured it out. I assume. Anyway, hopefully he wouldn't be like, oh no, vagina. And then poke to see what this does.
Fun.
And so they're like, okay, we have to do something. So let's go find Diamondback because she's being held somewhere.
So Diamondback is like, yeah, Captain America's like
girlfriend,
lady.
Let's go find her.
She's into him.
Is he into her?
I think he kind of took a minute to get into her because I remember reading a few like issues of stuff with with her. She first met him because she was like an evil, like a Serpent Society villain. She killed that poor porcupine guy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And then she kind of was like, "Hey, Steve Rogers, let's do it." Like literally, like every panel she would be on, she'd be like, "Hey, let's do it." He'd be like, "I'm American."
So she's like she's the Catwoman to his Batman.
Yeah, she's like super like
way more.
She's way more horny than Captain America, and Captain America's like, I have to go live in my van. This is when he had a van. He's like, I have to go in my van and just wait for crime and shit to go down. And she's like, I'll blow you in the van. He's like, no.
Yeah, that's kind of like how Batman and Catwoman work out.
It's exactly like
he's
that.
He's like, I have to go in my cave and wait for crime. And she's like, I will blow you in the cave. And he's like, no. Because he's no.
I don't want you to know where this cave is. Like, then I'll blow you here.
Yeah, I'll fucking blow you on this rooftop, bro. Just whip this shit out. And he's like, I'm afraid. And he like runs away. No, he actually does let her blow him on a rooftop, but that's not the point. In my perfect world.
I was going to say, did you write that?
Yeah, I did. In my world, Batman and Catwoman are fucking all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are perfect together and they should always fuck. The end. So, anyway. That's not in this mall.
It's not just Batman and Catwoman fucking in the mall.
There's not a store where you can just go buy my fanfic of Batman and Catwoman having sex.
Oh, the bookstore. It's just about Jen Stansfield's fanfics.
Oh, man, what's this? Batman and Catwoman?
She's the best writer in Femisonia.
Is there any other stories? No, it's just volumes and volumes of Batman and Catwoman.
As a matter of fact, Jen stays in the back here and writes them.
Just every single day, just cranking it out. Just blog posts.
She's like, could you bring me an orange Julia? Really thirsty.
I really like the strawberry Julia, actually. So they're like, okay, we gotta save Captain America because we think he's probably the only one to be able to get us out of here with his magical dick. So we cut back to Captain America in a thing. And they're like, well, don't worry. In about an hour, you'll start to see tits.
Yeah, that's what they say. They're like, hey, when we gonna start seeing lady things? And he's like, well, I'll give it another hour. He's just gonna all of a sudden pop some cans. He's gonna get some honkers.
Captain America's gonna go through puberty.
He's gonna get some corn-fed boobies.
And so they're like, oh, well, let's see if we can figure out where Diamondback is, but the guard actually leads them to where Captain America is so they can talk to this woman who's not the Superior. And they're like, oh, okay, where's Diamondback? They're like, oh, she's undergoing tests, don't worry, but you need to leave. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to leave. And then all of a sudden they look over and Cap has ripped his oxygen mask off.
Yeah, because he was stirring earlier.
Yeah, because even though he's like super sedated, he's still Captain America.
And they're like, they don't really know, too, how the super serum's going to like...
Yeah, they're worried about it because they're like, well, what if the super serum like fights off all the estrogen? And they're like, put more in it. And they're like, but it's toxic now. And they're like, fuck it. Yeah. Kill him or make him a lady. One of the two. Those are the two options you have.
Death or become a lady.
Yeah. So
Captain America story.
they're like, Captain America's going to drown. So they like go out to try to grab, and of course he's awake.
Well, as that's happening too, like Asp like electrically stings somebody.
Palladium.
No.
Paladin.
No, there's the other lady here, this Nightshade girl or whatever, who's like a doctor.
They're starting to fight. So Captain America like busts out wearing nothing but his trunks and his mask. And so then that's when
some serious dick print going on, probably.
I'm sure he's soaking wet. And then what's his name comes out? Paladin breaks his way out.
What's let me break it on that person's name.
What?
The Gilmore Girls girl.
Which one?
The Palladino.
Oh, Amy Sherman Palladino.
Amy Sherman Palladino, right there.
This would be Daniel Palladino.
Daniel Palladino.
Yeah. That's him, right there.
Yeah,
being hip.
Yeah.
So they break out and they fight in nothing but their underwear, and then they're like, "Oh wow, you guys are so hot."
I know. The girls start being like, "Hey, all right."
Hey, all right. It's been really hard walking around this mall full of women for an hour. It's so hard not being able to see penis.
I haven't seen penis in an hour. I get really punchy.
I get really upset. So hard. Let me just sit on that. And they're like, I just got out of this. I'm not yet.
I'm full of women's juice and feelings.
I'm not a girl, yet not a woman at this particular point.
Ladies and gentlemen, Britney Spears providing the soundtrack to
Femizonia.
Femizonia. It's just playing into speakers and a Muzak.
It is. It's just that all it is like Nicki Minaj, but not Beyonce and Britney.
No, do you think they're going hardcore feminists like Ani DeFranco?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure she's there too.
Yeah, Lilith Fair.
Yeah, you got to get some Tori Amos in there.
Yeah.
It's just me and a gun on repeat to make everybody really angry. Actually, the entire Little Earthquakes album, just constantly on a loop.
Tori Amos is playing in the auditorium, guys. Tori Amos we saw her in Boston.
We sure did.
She was really good.
She was good.
I wasn't a Tori Amos fan, and I'm not usually the biggest Tori Amos fan. She's good.
No, she's really good.
But she was great live.
Yeah, she's really good. And Little Earthquakes still hits me emotionally the same way it did when I first heard it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means that my growth has been stunted or there's just that much emotion.
It was probably in that water that Captain was in. That's why it was like, "Hey, ladies, watch out!
Yeah,
I'm full of little earthquakes."
Yeah. So anyway, like they're like, "Okay, let's go find our clothing." And
they gotta find their.
And she's like, "Not even a thank you, Captain America.
Yeah,
I can see your butt crack."
Yeah, she's like, not even thank you. She's like, there'll be time for that later. I'm like, oh, I bet there was. That's what I was reading this morning. And I was like, hey, all right. And you're like,
I was like, what are you making noises? Because basically, the way Captain's going to get out of this, he's going to fuck his way through this mall.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. This has now become a porno.
I gotta say this. It's not so much a porno, but this is just a slightly more crazy premise for a Cinemax movie from this time. Not in 2000 or 2011 or whatever. We're talking 1991. This could be something where you got some of your random shitty guys, like Lorenzo Lamas could totally be in this movie. You could totally have Julie Strain, Penthouse model and B movie star, starring in this. Ken Reed would actually have a lot of suggestions for people in this movie.
I'm sure he would.
I should be like, I should alert this to Ken Reed's attention and be like, how would you cast this comic?
Oh man,
and he would. It's like if you're going only based off of actors from between 1990 and 1996, and you have to get them from the TV guide in the back.
Yeah,
and,
he would have so
and they only appeared on syndicated shows that were shown on Saturday mornings, like Renegade. How would you cast this movie? And Ken Reed, former guest of the show, would have a full fucking cast.
Oh no, he absolutely would in like 5 minutes. It wouldn't even take him that long.
Yes.
It would just be like, and this person, and this person.
He's like, well, I've been thinking about this.
So they're like, Captain America's like, I can't walk around like this. I'm in soaking wet underwear,
and I'm a man.
And obviously, I'm a man.
I didn't develop my breasts yet.
My dick did not fall off.
Still
and
there.
You can see it through my wet pants, my wet underwear. And she's like, here, why don't you just wear my outfit because you look jacked.
Because
you look like a jacked
so
woman.
the reasoning is that they're like, well, look, if you put on this outfit that I'm wearing, so they basically this is where it fucking happens.
Yeah,
because there's fucking going on here. We don't see it, but they take off they get naked. The girls get naked, and then they put on each other's clothes, and it's like,
yeah,
you know that there was like boning going on,
sure,
between hand, and then they just put on Mamba. Cat puts on Mamba's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Paladin puts David Palladino, whatever, David Faustino puts on asps
yeah,
stuff, and then the ladies put on like
those doctor's name knocked out.
The doctor, but they're all getting naked,
right?
And there was like,
and they're like, there was seriously fucking, but they're like, oh, you have Mamba's physique. Or
Anaconda's physique, because they're like, well, you're big. You could just pass as like a big butch woman,
but you couldn't.
But you couldn't because
you're fucking Captain America, and you got those huge fucking shoulders, those narrow little hips that are so male.
Dorito man,
you're a Dorito. You cannot pass as a lady, especially like you're not even going to try. You're not even going to put on a wig. You're not going to pad. You're not going to put any tits in there. Like there's no drag queens walking around to be like, let me tell you. You need some fucking pads, and you need to balance those fucking shoulders.
RuPaul needed to be one of the guards.
Right. RuPaul could have totally helped them out. I mean, like, this is how you fucking pad. Go rip a couch open. We're going to get you some hip pads.
Go rip a couch. I know that. And this thing, I totally believe you.
Yeah.
But fucking, I just trying to imagine where it's like, well, we have to go to wherever the lady, what's
Joann's Fabric.
Joann Fabrics.
Because that's a lady store.
You know, we're
just going to get a bunch of foam, and we're going to cut it.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on your ass, because that's how drag queens pad.
There's a Joann's Fabric, a floor beneath this. You have to walk. It's right next to the ladies' Foot Locker.
Yeah. We're going to get you a bra, at least make you look like you have boobs. Something. They're just men in women's clothing with no attempt, not even a wig. They don't even have lipstick. There's no attempt.
Look, we gotta stop by Claire's Accessories.
We gotta get you something.
Gotta get you something.
There's no attempt to even look like a woman. I mean, they still have dicks. Like, look, they don't even tuck that shit.
No.
See, drag queens should have been there.
Is there a Godiva's chocolate in the small too?
I'm certain there must be a Godiva's chocolate.
Oh man,
there has to be. And there is no Pete's coffee. There can't be a Pete's coffee.
What kind of coffee would you want?
A
coffee bean?
Well, Starbucks has the lady on the logo.
Oh.
So you could probably have a Starbucks.
Yeah,
you could probably have Starbucks. And like there is a movie theater, but all it does is show like Thelma and Louise and
Aaron Brockovich, and then A League of Their Own.
And
Look, we're trying to think of movies with women in them.
No, I have one, and I just cannot think of it. It's got Julia Roberts and Dolly Parton, and
Straight Talk,
nope.
Steel Magnolias.
Yes, thank you, Steel Magnolias.
I gotta go Straight
Steel
Talk.
Magnolias still to this day makes me cry.
Yeah.
Which
Fried Green Tomatoes
is in this fucking movie.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, and here's the thing too is that
where female Ghostbusters,
Lady Ghostbusters. Also, do you think the perky nerd would have a good chance to set up shop in here?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. You know
Lady
what?
Comic book store.
Let's referencing to the episode before this. You guys, perky nerd, if you're listening.
This is the
we have lots of hope for your store. You just need to find yourself into the Marvel 616 and go to Femazonia and set up there. You can open a store there, and it'd be fucking dope.
So if I started a comic book store, could I call it Femazonia?
Yes, you can. Only you, not me. It's your store. Your store, not my store. My store would be called, I don't know.
Penises?
I can't think of what
penises.
Be called Starfuck's Fox's Fuck Shack. I don't know. I'm so bad at this right now.
I call it Star Fox's Fuck Shack.
I'm embarrassed that I can't think of a good title, and you came up with the greatest one.
I like Femazonia.
That's pretty good.
Anyway.
Anyways.
So the guards come running in and don't notice these obvious men standing around, and they run away. So they run away. They're going to go to the weapons room, and so Cap can put on his costume because he feels weird in Mamba's outfit.
As he should.
And so there's a lady there, and he's like, we knew you were coming, Captain America. And Black Mamba, like, smokes her.
She uses Dark Force because she's Black Mamba.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, close the door. I'm going to put my uniform on. So basically, they're going to have sex again.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, but she's like, but you look so good in my uniform, Cap.
All right, calm down, lady.
Yeah, pretty much. Calm the fuck down. And then that woman shows up again. What's her name?
Oh,
Super
King Supers.
Queen Super.
Queen Super. Oh, I'm sorry. Queen Supers.
Oh, I just find it hilarious that, like, any single time, like, anything is written about women getting any sort of, like, equality, it turns into this fuck fest where women just want to kill men.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you guys afraid of? It's not that big of a deal if we have, like, equality. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she shows up. Queen Supers is like, I'm here, Captain America.
It's like, yeah, you can't stop me. I'm on a hoverboard.
Yeah, pretty much. She's on a hoverboard, so she's rolling down the aisles of the mall, and it hasn't caught on fire yet. He's like, let's talk. And so she knocks him backwards.
Let's talk.
Yeah. He says,
let's talk about feelings because I have all this estrogen in me.
It's like that Family Guy where Peter goes to that retreat full of women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, when he gets back, he's like the most stereotypical woman ever. He's like, I have stories. Let's put on some tea and talk about it. If it were me, I'd just kick open a door and be like, what's up, fuck faces?
Yeah.
I'm home.
Yeah, that'd be you.
That's kind of me.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
That's it.
So they're fighting.
Yeah.
And they fight. And he, like, kills her hoverboard. And she's like, oh, well, that's too fucking bad because I don't know if you felt the earth move.
Oh, yeah.
A couple minutes ago. And he's like, well, I did, but I was having sex, so I thought that was just how it goes.
Thought that was just my balls.
She's like, no, it was actually a rocket.
It was a rocket that I'm launching into space, and I'm going to make every woman sterile that isn't here.
Yes. This does not make any sense. This is the worst plan.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the worst plan. So she is going to launch sterilizing gases into the atmosphere. And he goes, you're going to sterilize all of humanity. And she goes, no, just the women.
Mm-hmm.
Because us here on Femizonia will be the only fertile women in the world, and therefore we'll have all the power.
Yeah.
That's not actually how that works. You are just going to now be a scarce resource that dudes with a lot of money and power are going to fight over.
Yeah.
So congratulations. You didn't do fucking anything, but just make yourself a fucking resource or an object. So you didn't do anything. Congratulations.
Yeah, there's no power.
There's no power in that. So that's her plan, and Captain America's like, are you crazy? And she's like, I am the ruler of the world. I'm like, yeah, are you? Yeah. No, you're not.
And that's it.
That's it. There's a backstory that I didn't read.
There's a thing in the back, actually. There's like with the German Captain America, Captain Deutschman, or whatever his fucking name is. No, really, that's his name. Like, it's something like Deutschman.
Captain Deutschman.
And there's like Blitzkrieger, and it's basically like something to do with the Red Skull.
Sure.
And his guys.
Doesn't matter. I didn't read it.
It's whatever.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Although there is
I have to say the art from the first story to this story, there's a marked difference because the backup story is very simplistic.
Yeah.
In the art, it's just kind of like people.
Yeah, it's very
like it was done very quickly to try to just like fill the back of this issue.
Yeah. But then so then we have a coolometer.
Oh man.
I always like these. Is
that guy juggling carrots?
No, it's Iceman. He's juggling shit. Ice.
Oh, I'm gonna say they're carrots.
Ice carrots.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's a few things in here. So the coolometer, the coolest thing is the Infinity Gauntlet, followed by Penn and Teller.
Okay.
Well, this was at the height of their
careers.
I mean, maybe at the height, but you know.
Okay.
And then right underneath that is bare knees, which
like all bare knees.
All bare knees,
or like BAR. Oh, I was hoping it was
like
BEAR.
Like I'm wearing shorts right now. Bare knees.
I was hoping it was BEAR, so it was actually like bear rar.
Bear, yeah, no, not
rar bears.
No,
and their knees.
Also things that are sort of hot are Anne Rice's The Witching Hour.
I've read that.
Yeah. The Flash TV show is tepid. And then we get further down the list. The New Kids on the Block aren't that cool. Steven Seagal, Bell Bottoms, Voguing, Vanilla Ice. This is all getting less cool.
Yeah.
Ponytails on Men. And last but not least, Regis and Kathy Lee. Which actually, when I first read this, I thought was Ponytails on Regis. I was like, oh, yeah, that is pretty bad. Also, though, there's also like a cool, since, July is hot, they're like, what's the coolest thing in July, right? And so they're like, the coolest food is cherry Slurpees. Coolest sport is volleyball. Fuck you. Coolest whatever. And then they say coolest comic. Not in terms of comedian, comic book, but comedian.
Oh, I see. Yes,
is Gilbert Gottfried.
You should take a picture of that.
I will, because this is also the second time. Maybe I can't remember if it's before or after, because this is around when he was working with Scott LaBelle to do stand-up comedy.
Oh,
that was a thing.
Oh.
Which I don't think Gilbert even remembers. I think I've asked him. He goes, "Oh yeah," and then he just doesn't really have much to say about it.
Yeah.
But this was around the time, because he even mentioned that he was working for the competition, because this is when he was doing the Superboy. He actually wrote an issue or two of the Superboy adaptation of the TV show from the 90s. He wrote a few issues of that. So, so Gilbert is cool.
Oh, I see.
And that's it for the Captain America number 391 from early September 1991. Would you read the next issue of this book?
Probably.
No, I gotta find out how this ends.
Yeah, I gotta find out what happens with all the dildos in the mall. What happens to the mall?
I know what happens.
Like, if that woman gets taken down, which I'm assuming she will be, like, what happens to her grand mall?
And who are the employees at the mall?
Right. Like, what happens to the commerce going on here? And all the women who are stuck in this fucking mall just aimlessly walking.
Do they get transferred to other Orange Julias?
Yeah, good question. Are there any other Orange Julias?
Well, somebody better open one.
So at least they could go somewhere else.
So like, I'm sorry, but we don't have any Orange Julias here in Manland.
Is this mall, shit, what's that zombie movie that takes place in a mall?
Living Dead Mall?
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, no, Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. Is this the Dawn of the Dead mall? Is this what happens? Like, it closes down, and then all the zombies come and live in it, and then that's what Dawn of the Dead takes place.
That's a good idea, even though it happened 20 years
before. It's just time travel. It's fine.
Yeah, who fucking cares? It's comic books. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Captain America's a time displaced douche, anyways. I would totally read it.
Yeah.
I might actually try to find it. I'm actually trying to capture all the. It's a part 5 of 6, so we have 5 other issues of this storyline.
I've got to find.
I want to know about the creation of this mall.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my god, we've got to put a fucking New Age creations in this mall."
Yeah.
So we can sell patchouli to all the hippie ladies.
Well, yeah. There's got to be like a place that sells nothing but like wind chimes and like those like bamboo trees.
Yeah, or there's got to be a finish line for ladies.
Yeah, there's a Lululemon.
Lululemon, yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be one of those.
All right, Pete,
We're
Captain
not that
America.
Scary.
Because apparently he works for Hydra now.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Yes.
Throw it all in the garbage. Just go back to this.
Yeah, go back to the lady who's trying to see Cap's
Lady
dick.
Mall. Let's
Bring
start.
me back, Lady Mall.
Let's start right from this part here when he's like, "Holy shit, Lady Mall, gotta shut it down." And that's how the Marvel Universe starts. And we get Lego Lady Mall. We get fucking Toy Biz Lady Mall series of Captain America. I want it. I want it now.
Bring me Lady Mall.
I want a Lady Mall playset with trapdoors leading to man dungeons. I will design it. I will go to Mattel. Even though they design DC toys, I'll be like, "Look, can you build me a Lady Mall?" I'll be like, "Get out."
Could we also put Lady Mall in the same place as that planet in Futurama where there's those ladies who like to kill men by snoo-snoo?
Snoo-snoo.
And make that part of your Lego universe.
They have a
snoo land.
They have a Casper mattress store, but just for snoo-snoo.
Yeah, and it's just snoo-snoo.
And if we had a deal, you can use it there. I would do it, but fortunately, we don't have the advertisers.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys, you can't get a discount. at Casper Mattresses for Snoo Snoo at the late.
Snoo.
Use code Lady Mall. Lady Mall. Okay. Anyways, that's it for this week's show. Thanks for listening. You can catch me on Twitter and on Instagram at Angry Hero. Shawn, it's SHAWN. That's how you spell Shawn. Also my Tumblr, theangryhero.tumblr.com.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, and jenstansfield.wordpress.com.
And check out SideshowNetwork.tv. Go to all of our shows there. Check them out. Find us on iTunes. And find our show on iTunes. Rate, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a review, give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it, all that good stuff. And thank you for listening, folks. We will see you again next week.
Viva Lady Mole!